Bostonian versus the book on the YouTube channel. We fired. Did you fire?
Oh, weird. I did fire. Okay, now we're live. It just clicked in. It took some time.
Oh no.
Okay, we're all right. It just took some time.
Okay.
So sorry, guys. That was, if you guys were watching, it was live on Twitter. So we were up on Twitter live. So if you just joined us
live
on YouTube,
in the chat. Get in the chat at Boston versus the book live in the chat.
On
Watch
YouTube.
it back
and
on YouTube at Boston versus the book. The at symbol. It's very confusing. A lot of people put AT. A lot of people put. They don't know what to put. It's the at symbol. Boston.
I got to remember when I do this next time, I need to put like 3:00 because if you start after the time you tell YouTube you're going to start, it gets angry. It doesn't like it. So that's why there's a delay.
Oh,
it takes time to catch up and time to get going. So that's part of the problem why we weren't clicking live on YouTube. Okay. Anyways, watch tomorrow. Watch yesterday's show. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it on our YouTube channel. Look at the full thing under the live.
Yeah,
it's worth watching the last 15 minutes of the show.
You know what? Yesterday, you only swore once yesterday, and I only swore once, but we talked about some stuff at the end in the bonus time.
Yeah.
That was Hall of Fame.
Yeah. That was it was greatest hits type stuff. I mean, there's no debate.
Are you okay? People asked me if you were all right because you look like you lost your breath and you clicked over.
I'm wearing this shirt for you today. Okay. This is what I am today. Okay. That's
all ears.
I'm after that the urban dictionary description of what you read.
Apparently we got someone wanted to start a segment having me read urban dictionary definitions of things. They said you did it very well. I said, thank you very much.
I actually really like that idea for the summer. We might actually need our roll call Friday. We might actually need the brigade to go ahead and pick an urban dictionary because some of the things in the urban dictionary, even I don't know. There are some things where I've been like, wait, what? So, I mean, maybe we do like Sesame Street, right? We do like letter of the day and we just have them pick the letter. And then we go through and just find one random urban dictionary.
We could do it. That's no problem. I did not know. That's the people are like, you really didn't know. And I'm like, I never heard that expression in my life, but I'm glad I did now. And I'm glad I did it yesterday.
Realizing that you were pretty sheltered for a while and realizing that there's things you didn't really get exposed to.
I known it as something else. I didn't know it as there's different words for different places of the country, different people in different generations. I known it as something else. I ain't going to say it right now because we're on the regular feed, not with the other feed. So I can't say the word that I knew it as. But yeah, that was good. People almost wrecked their cars. We appreciate you listening, downloading the podcast, audio version only. A lot of people didn't see it coming. It's part of the part of the show. Yeah, no, I saw your tweet this morning at Sports Talk, Matt. I got you. Somebody had to get you after 20 years. They got you. I got you.
The redness was real. I mean, that was no debating that. That was
well, you're so meticulous. I've told people this about how the dynamic of the show works. I said, you're that, organized this, that, boom, boom, boom. And I am not. I am the person that talks to all the people and we meld well together.
Yes, I would agree.
So we know what's coming on the rundown of the show, pretty much the whole show, except for the best thing about today, favorite thing about today's segment, which is at the end of the show. And the beauty of the segment is one, we don't tell each other one thing about it. So it's instant reaction. It's positive. It's a message. It's a story that we don't know what's coming.
It's authentic.
Yeah. So when I got you yesterday, like that was not, he had no idea, people, that I was coming with that comment or that question. So
no, I've never, I mean, I've done a lot of radio. I've done a lot of TV.
The pen drop on the clip.
It's my hand hitting. It was my hand dropping and hitting the table right on the microphone. It made it sound like a pen drop.
I've watched it. I don't know. Maybe 25 times. The timing of me asking the question is one thing. The timing of you hitting your hand and then covering your face with your hat and then the lean back and the wave like the fight is over. I'm done.
I'm done.
Throw in
over.
The towel.
Show over. Yes. I mean, it was honest. I had literally, you could have There was no way I could have seen that coming. I had no idea you were going to hit me with the conversation that you had with your sisters about that part of the body. And in that moment with that slang word, nope, there was absolutely no way. I've gotten so many DMs and text messages from people who have just been like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
I have no idea. He was like, that was one of the funniest things I've seen ever. And I'm like,
on any show, not just the sports gambling show, not just the live show.
No.
People have told me like that was delivered and laughing, and the whole was like, that is good. Like I said, this is
unrehearsed.
Just come and watch the show. I cannot explain the show. But you know what though? I mean, we're gonna have to get a shirt that just says meat curtains. You know that.
Oh no.
No?
Like, how do we describe to our children when they ask the question, Daddy, what is that? Why are you wearing a t-shirt that says that?
Can there be something for the adults only?
There can, but putting it on a t-shirt is kind of broadcasting it to the world. It's it's
apparently the world knew.
Putting it on bonus time is one thing. We bury it on a non, just on our inside people. Like that's the brigade. This is our time. Putting it on a t-shirt and walking around in public is something else.
And maybe, I mean, we'll have to talk to somebody about that. Maybe that might be going a step too far.
Yeah, maybe or maybe we just MC or something. We just abbreviate it so it's an inside joke.
Adam Pyatt said he'd like to thank me for the public service announcement. You're welcome, sir.
Somebody, I mean, that's what the funniest response tweet that we got was the person that said, "This is the greatest sports gambling clip of all time."
Yeah, the guy does content for the FanDuel. That's Humbert.
Yeah.
Well, Humbert, write it up. Let's go. Draw it up. We can do this stuff every day. Let's go.
He said that was the greatest sports gambling clip of all time.
Biggie J said, my favorite part is when Dave said, don't wreck the show. Because I said, people,
yes, I was gonna.
You said, and I said, don't wreck your car. And you're like, I'm going to wreck the show. I said, don't wreck the show. It only takes 30 seconds. I practiced. Because I did practice on the drive up.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to read that thing. So I saved it on my phone. The definition. It was too good. I took a picture of the definition because the sentence was amazing afterward too. Man,
go watch it at the BB bonus time.
Please go
yesterday's show. Go back and watch it on the YouTube channel.
If you go back and watch it, you can leave a comment.
Yes.
And I will personally answer back the comment, please, because I'm going to do that tonight. So if you go back and listen, thank you. Leave a comment, anything. And we'll answer it. We'll try to trick that algorithm because people keep telling me about this algorithm. We're getting close. We're getting close.
Okay, so Francisco Ochoa sent us an email who said he's been waiting for us to make the announcement for a live show since the last time we were live at Circa. He is coming in on June the 8th and the 9th. We will be live.
Francisco.
We will be live at Circa, live from Stadium Swim. We'll have more exact details, but we're going to have a giveaway where if you need to come in for a 2-night stay at Circa, we're going to have a giveaway here over the next 3 weeks where one of you guys in the brigade, we can't pay for your airfare, but if you can get yourself to Vegas, we will take care of a lot of what you'll need to pay. We'll pick you up at the airport. We'll get you to the hotel. We'll get you everything you need to get to for us to be here, to be a part of the show. You get some VIP seating for us inside the cabana where we'll be for the show for both days, June 8th and June 9th. That's a Thursday and a Friday. So that show is confirmed. It is happening. We're going to be live 11 to 1 Pacific time, most likely. It's ish with us. So it could be 10:45, could be 11:15, could be 11:30.
It's going to be 112 degrees.
I don't think it's going to be that hot. You keep on talking about the heat. I'm going to say it could be 95, it could be 90. In the shade, it could be 85.
That's fine. I hope you're right.
It might be okay. It may not be.
I mean, look, you were a weatherman. This is the weather.
I'm just saying it could be. I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm just saying it could be. It could. The weather could be okay. We might get
Kraken
away with it.
Could have beaten the Stars last
That's
night.
true.
They did not.
That's true. But I think we may have a chance to, we think positively. It's May 16th. We haven't had a triple-digit day yet in Vegas, which is ridiculous. It's not been 100 yet here on May 16th. So
really? It has not?
Hasn't hit 100 yet. No. So we haven't gotten there yet. So we're getting ourselves, we're getting close. It's been 92, 93, 94. It hasn't been 100 yet. So maybe we avoid it. It's in 3 weeks. So maybe we get away and don't have a 110 or 115 type of day that day. But,
Well, even if we do, the people will be here. Whoever's here, we're going to get them in as much as we can. We're going to lock up. But those days, block your calendar off right now. If you can drive in from Arizona, drive in from Utah, drive in from California, that's awesome. If you got to fly here, we'll help you as much as we can with the ground transportation. I personally have a van that I can pick a bunch of people up. And if you timed it right, we'll do it.
The Sharapan's a beast.
The Sharapan is not a joke, and it's my backup plan to all this. If it goes bad, I'm going to drive the van around and pick people up and drop people off all the time. But we're working on what we're going to get. At least one person will get a 2-night stay. We should ask them for the big room, for the bachelor party room, for the 2-night stay, and we could get
what's the bachelor party room?
They got bunk beds, like it's like a dorm.
That one. Oh, that's called the bunk suite.
Whatever that's called.
It's meant it's meant for bachelorette and bachelor parties. Yeah, you're right. They've got that.
Yeah, where you go back to like your college days when you go to all hang out and everybody just crashes in bunk beds and whatever.
The brigade about to get to know each other pretty well then.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that might be a little too soon, a little too much first.
It's a little too quick. I don't know how comfortable I would be with the stranger.
Dates are locked in.
Yes. June 8th, June 9th for sure.
Those Thursday 2 days. And a Friday.
Circa will make the announcement.
To sign up for the contest.
Yeah.
Tyler would come in and do it. Right?
Yeah. Tyler was asking me yesterday when is Circa going to make the announcement for the contest, when they'll start taking the entries. They're going to make the announcement next week for when they're going to start. And then, I mean, obviously on the 8th or the 9th, that's the latest. My guess is June 1st is when they'll probably start taking entries and people to sign up.
Tyler, is what word on the street is. We will have confirmation of that next week.
Yeah.
For sure.
But our shows will be there in order to highlight and hype the contests. Obviously, we don't know what the
people in. I even got the hat.
We don't know what the guarantee is going to be yet, but obviously there's going to be an up. There'll be increases like there always is every year. That's what they do. They increase things up and do a lot of things. So there's going to be a very interesting, fun contest on the show for someone to win that 2-night stay. We'll figure out how we're going to do that in a couple days. And then we've got passes to be given away each day for you guys if you want to come in. So we got to figure out the way we're going to give away the passes, but it's going to happen June 8th, June 9th, Stadium Swim, live show from a cabana, our own area. You can't swim at Stadium Swim, just FYI. All the pool is a soaking pool. It's an important thing. So like people love to go and jump in the pool. You can't jump in the pool. You can just lay in the pool if you want, or float in the pool, but you can't jump in the pool. You can't swim in the pool. So
no cannonballs.
No cannonballs. You get chucked out. They get very angry when people start splash. You can't even splash. Can't even, any water flapping around. They get very upset up there. So gotta be careful. So we got that coming up though. That will be our first live show since the Luke Rockhold live show from Virgin that we did on that Saturday in
Super
February.
Bowl. We did all the Super Bowl live shows.
I thought Luke Rockhold was after the Super Bowl. Was in March. That was March Madness.
Oh! I thought Luke was before. I thought Luke was in January. We did the show.
No, because the fight was April. His fight was in April.
It was in April.
Either way, we talked to him in March. It was during March Madness. Remember the basketball that was going on while in the book?
Yeah.
So that was the last time we did a live show. So we haven't had a live show for a couple of months. So looking forward to doing that. All right, let's talk about what happened last night. Pete DeBoer and the Dallas Stars will take on the Vegas Golden Knights in the Western Conference Finals. This is epic stuff. Did you know, by the way, that the most northern state or team right now is the Vegas Golden Knights?
Saw that. Good catch on your part. I saw that yesterday too. I was like, wait a second. Carolina, Miami, which is Florida, Dallas, and Vegas
are the 4 teams.
Real hockey cities, baby.
Hockey.
What the hell's going on here?
Hockey snobs are pissed off. Woo.
Oh, everybody's pissed off about something.
Did you know the Vegas Golden Knights have played? This is the 5th time they've played in the Western Conference Finals. Is that right?
Yeah. No, fourth time in 6 years.
4th time in 6 years. How's that possible?
They keep winning their division.
That's ridiculous.
They get to home ice and they win the first 2 rounds. It's crazy, right?
I mean,
this is why them people up north. It's not personal, but Canada's mad.
Big mad.
Because they can't even get to the Western Conference or Eastern Conference Finals, and Vegas just shows up and does it 4 times in 6 years.
Like, did anybody think William Karlsson was going to turn into the player he turned into?
Apparently not.
I mean, at some point, you got to tip the cap to the guys who scouted the players and saw them and said, you know what, that guy could be good. Let's go ahead and get him. I mean, obviously Marc-Andre Fleury was gigantic, but they made good choices. Hill has played really well in net as a young kid who stepped up. They mortgaged the future. They went for it, and they've gone for it. I mean, they go and bring in Jack Eichel. They let Pacioretty walk. They now have, they're under the 4th goaltender of the last season. But like they made trades for Jonathan Quick, and they got Pietrangelo, and they signed him up and locked him up long term, and they got Mark Stone and locked him up long term. I mean, they've done some really smart things to build the franchise up. And now, I mean, the Dallas Stars, this series is going to be unbelievable because Pete DeBoer hates Vegas.
Does he?
He got fired by them. He's been adamant, even open about it. I mean, he does. This is personal. This series got a lot of bad blood in it. This is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for this series to go.
It's
Cassidy. It's like if Bruce Cassidy was playing the Bruins. I mean,
maybe.
Pete DeBoer got fired last year. He goes to Dallas. Now here comes Bruce Cassidy, and now it's Cassidy. Both these guys, first-year coaches.
Yeah, that's not a bad call.
It's going to be. I can't wait to watch this. Now the game finally went under after 9 straight overs. It finally went under, but that game probably shouldn't have gone under though. They hit 5 posts.
Happens.
I mean, it
shouldn't have gone under and did go under. I mean, that's I guess it's 1 or 2 goals maybe here and there, but they scored a goal with 17 seconds left, right? Like to make it 2-1.
Yep.
So it was 2-0. It was going to end 2-0.
I mean, Dallas was very, very good last night.
Dallas, they should have been winning by more the whole game.
I would agree with that.
It was 0-0 after 1, and I was like, they're letting Seattle hang around. Like,
100%.
Ottinger,
though, I mean, you have to pay attention to it. If they lose a game in this series, Dallas comes right back. I mean, it's almost like this. In order for Dallas, I think, to be bounced from the postseason, Ottinger's got to lose back-to-back games, something that hasn't happened this year.
Wow.
Depends on game 1, right? But if Dallas wins game 1, if Vegas wins game 1, Dallas wins game 2, technically Vegas wins in 7, they've got home ice. That could happen. But I feel like in order to bounce the Stars, Vegas needs to win back-to-back games at some point in the series.
I mean, they got home ice. They don't have to win back-to-back games. They can just win
game 1, game 3, game 5, game 7. Yep. And then win the series. But I mean, that means I
think
game
the series is going 7 games off the top. Like it's going 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Dallas is winning 2 games for sure. This is going to be a battle. The price tells you that, right? Like I have the exact is on both, and I don't know which one to add to right now. I don't know which one. If forced right now, they're pretty even. I give the goaltending edge to Dallas.
Agreed.
Who wins the series today? We got a couple days to think about it. Game 1's not till Friday. What do you think? What's your first thought? You think Vegas wins?
First thought's Vegas. Yeah, but I am not. I'm not like confident in saying that. I'm like, no. I mean, Dallas 100% is live. It's going to be, and it really depends. I think if Vegas can play with the lead, because Dallas, the stat they put up on the screen last night, when they score first, they don't lose.
It's a wrap.
It's like the Bruins. The Bruins are that way too.
Yeah.
When you score first, Bruins couldn't score first against Florida. Dallas scores first, you can pretty much pencil it into the win column. So Vegas has to get off to good starts, score first, play with the lead. If that happens, then Vegas can win the series, in 6-7 games. But it's
become kind of a hockey show with a lot of people watching and listening and getting a lot of hockey takes from us, which we appreciate. Again, if you do, just say thank you or reach out and come on the show. It'd be awesome. But
sure,
a lot of people watching right now. Guys, fire it, and girls. Hi. Julie.
Just say guys. It's fine. Guys can be unisex.
Right. Just making sure. Put in the thing right now, Dallas or Vegas, VGK or DAL in the chat. Your first thought on a Tuesday, 3 days before the series starts. which, by the way, we might have to
stinks.
delay the start of tomorrow's show so I could go to practice. I think I'm going to go to practice over at the rink. We can go over and hang out. Might be something fun to do. Do a little video from practice.
By my house. Let's go.
Talking about practice.
It's in my backyard, basically. Let's go. I'm in with that.
Practice, yeah.
We'll go back to hockey here in just 1 second. So this is the big topic that everyone's getting in right now.
Yeah,
was Aaron Judge tipped off last night before his home run, in which it's pretty apparent he was staring in the dugout. Now, he claims he was staring in the dugout because they were chirping down 6-0, but there's video of players inside the Yankee dugout taking bats and banging the top of the dugout right before the pitch, right before Aaron Judge hit a 460-plus foot home run. He knew what was coming.
You think so?
Yep.
First time they ever did this?
Nope. But first time we've seen.
What about this? If you ain't trying, you ain't. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You abide by that rule?
This guy's supposed to be the home run champ. I mean, I think he got the home run.
Answer the question. If you not cheating, you're not trying. Do you say yes or no to that statement?
I say no to that.
I say no to that too.
I don't
always
believe
have,
it,
always
but that's
will,
just
though.
me. I mean, I'm
right. No. But people will say, "Oh, that's baseball. Oh, that's sports." No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
No, it's not. He wasn't looking in there because Boone was chirping.
His answer is almost as bad as the act. His answer of, I didn't like the fact that we were down 6-0 and we're chirping. I don't like that. Like, what? What do you mean you don't like that? That's dumb. That's just say you were looking in the dugout for whatever reason. 462-foot home run.
I mean, it's hard when you have to look. Like, it's easier to look across like he was doing. Imagine you're in a first base dugout and you're right-handed.
Right. Then it's more. Yeah, then it's a lot more obvious, right? If you're just glancing.
More obvious. This is the thing. There's a million cameras now on baseball.
Yes, you can't do
in the
this.
dugout, in the box, in the field. You used to be able to basically juggle your whole things like back in the day. Guys used to fix themselves, play with their hair, their ears, do all kinds of stuff, use the cream, whatever they were doing.
The cream.
The sticky stuff.
No, I know. No, the cream in the clear. Sure.
Yeah. Well, that was ingested. I'm just talking about that mixture of suntan lotion and rosin that used to tighten things up. But yeah. Now there's cameras on them doing everything. So they can't do that.
I mean, John Schneider said, quote, "It's kind of odd that a hitter would be looking in that direction," talking about staring into the dugout. There is something to be said for that. Like, why are you looking in the dugout? Yankees were up 6-0. Excuse me, they're down 6-0. They're up 6-0. And they won the game 7-4. I just think it's interesting when there's video of players in the Yankee dugout with baseball bats banging the top of the dugout, but it looks so brazen. I don't know. I think he knew what was coming. I do think that. I don't know if that was the signal or they were covering up for another signal or something, but it was so obvious. And the Blue Jay broadcasters were all over it. And thus now, I mean, again, I don't think Aaron Judge's home run record last year is legitimate because I think the baseballs were juiced in August and September to get him the record. So I think Major League Baseball is a culprit in getting him to hit 62 last year, or 62 plus. What do you wind up with? 60. What Judge
won
hit?
Over the record, didn't he?
62. Okay, so he's 62. So like, I think that the research is there that there were bouncier balls being in play in August and September for Yankee games.
Bouncier balls? Can we say that?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Had
making
more,
sure.
Yes, that baseballs that had more bounce. And so these Super Bowl type, things are flying out of ballparks and Aaron Judge gets 62. I still think that's a little bit questionable. Now it's okay. Are the Yankees stealing signs? Which sign stealing is very much part of baseball, but this is where baseball fans and baseball media, even more than the fans,
62 for the record.
Yeah, the baseball media, they can't stand any whiff of cheating. Like this will be the Yankees haven't played well, and now you've got a scandal involving the face of the franchise. This is talking about catnip. This is beat writers who cover the Yankees, this will not go away. This will be a 2 or 3 day story minimum in my mind.
Do you think so? I don't
Yes.
I think it used to be a bigger story. And they're going to
I tell you right now, in baseball markets, this is the lead story.
Right.
Did Aaron Judge get caught cheating last night? 115 mile per hour exit velo from that swing.
When you know a curveball's coming, Perrault,
I know.
You change the whole dynamic. And then it hangs a little bit, and you know it's coming. You ain't bailing out. You're going forward with the swing. It goes gone.
Bye-bye.
You don't need bouncy balls or meat curtains to get it over. Okay? That's bye-bye. All right? What?
We're just not gonna let that go, are we?
Can't believe I said Rocky Balboa hanging out in the meat locker hitting. I was thinking of the things hanging down. I really was. I see you, Les. He's sending me a message. I see you right now. I got you.
So good.
I don't think it's gonna. Does this have momentum in your mind of like an Astros type thing? Like we're banging the cans again, and we're banging the thing on the top. Like they've done this before. You know this, right?
They've been doing this forever. I mean, cheating. I mean, the Red Sox did it.
I mean, specifically, the Yankee dugout has been touching the top of the dugout with the bats. This is not new.
But why are they doing it though?
Well, because the home plate umpire was having a bad night. They just wanted to, let him know.
Okay.
See? Nobody believes it.
No one believes it. Okay. I mean, fine. That's the problem, though, is that we don't believe it because baseball has been proven to be, as a whole, a bunch of liars. And that's just, not being insulting or not trying to be wrong or meaning to anybody, but that's just a truth. I mean, baseball is...
I love baseball. Don't besmirch baseball.
It is, though. Baseball's full of liars. I mean, that's just what it is. It's not, I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just baseball is full of liars.
I don't know. I just don't know. Like, at some point when you know the tell, when the pitcher's tipping the pitches, isn't there a way to tell your guys without telling everybody that you know?
No, I mean, look, here's the thing. If they stole signs without using any type of technology to do it, it's legal. There's nothing illegal about stealing signs. If you're watching a pitcher and if he has a tell, where he drops the glove or he squeezes the glove or the hand goes in a certain way and someone recognizes it, you can absolutely bang and make noise to tell the hitter it's coming. I mean, that's not wrong. But no one in baseball wants to say that, saying like, well, he was tipping his pitches, so we knew it was coming. Like, just say the truth. And then everyone's like, oh, it's on the pitcher. If you do it and you don't talk about it honestly about how you knew the pitch was coming, then everyone's going to go, well, what were you using? Because you can't use cameras. You can't use binoculars. You can't use iPhones. You can't use iWatches. You can't do any of that crap. Can't be watching from center field and having a certain camera on the pitcher to stare at it, and that's how you find out the tell. You can't do any of that. That's illegal. But if a dugout guy or person sees the pitcher doing something that is a tell, alerting your hitter is not illegal that's coming. That's fine. That's baseball.
Just got a text. I think the boys are going to the 4-letter joint.
Yeah, that was announced this morning.
Yeah.
Did it get put out?
Well,
ESPN was supposed to make the ESPN was going to unveil that Pat McAfee was headed to ESPN this morning to advertisers for the fall. It's pretty cool.
That's what that call was, yeah. All
yeah,
right,
so
very good.
Michael McCarthy reported this morning that ESPN could unveil Pat McAfee as its star new hire this afternoon at the Walt Disney Company's upfront presentation to new advertisers in New York City. Fox had trotted out Derek Jeter as its new MLB hire yesterday at the upfronts. So, Jeter now will be part of Fox's baseball coverage. So, McAfee now, the question everyone's going to ask, obviously, is what does it mean for his show and where does it go? But congratulations, obviously, to McAfee, and to Gump, and to all the guys, to the entire crew for that. That's a really cool deal. And Pat's a new dad, so he's had a really good month.
Right?
He's had a really good month.
There you go.
On that.
Awesome.
And that probably means he's a permanent part of game day. I don't get the hate at all for McAfee when it comes to game day. I love him on game day. I think he's absolutely a breath of fresh air.
Yep.
He's been super fun on game day and added a lot of interaction with the crowd and just, making the show what it was back when it was in its heyday, which was, it just had the pulse, just knew what people wanted to hear and see. And, the guys got older. The show got up there, got long in the tooth. And so McAfee bringing in some youth and bringing in some energy really helped. And I was really hoping he was going to come back on game day. Well, now obviously he's going back on game day. So question will be,
we shall see. There's more to come.
Very cool stuff with that.
Diverge from that. Was he getting tipped off? Probably.
Yeah, probably that. Yeah. So Ohtani last night made history again. I made the horrific under bet. That thing was dead in the second inning, basically. Yeah. Between the Orioles. I was like, wait, what's going on? Home run, home run, home run. Angels win the game 9-5. But in the game, Ohtani sets a record by becoming the first pitcher to reach base 5 times in a game since 1964. 3-run home run, a double shy of the cycle for Ohtani. Just bringing it up because
the day he pitched.
The day he pitched.
That's a hell of a day right there.
Ohtani allowed 5 runs on 4 hits in 7 innings, but at the plate, he had a 456-foot home run in the 4th, had a walk, 2 singles,
a guy
and a triple.
stab in the dugout there?
I don't know. 2 singles and a triple. Orioles infielder Adam Frazier said he's a once-in-a-generational player, once in a lifetime, really. Special guy, and I'm glad to say I can compete against him because it's fun. He brings out the best in everyone.
Could
you imagine if he got the cycle while he's pitching? He was a double shy of the cycle while he was pitching 7 innings.
Pretty awesome. I was guilty of this on, what day was it? We were here Saturday, maybe? He did something at the plate, and he went the other way with a ball.
Right.
And the kids were downstairs. I said, hold on, everybody. Come here. Watch this. And I paused it, and I rewound it, and I said, can you watch the way he goes the other way with this pitch? He literally was so patient. He just tried to just do this, and I rewound it and watched it again, rewound it, and my daughters finally go, Daddy, we're not playing right now. Can you stop coaching? I'm like, I know, but this is amazing. It is. This is a major league fastball or breaking ball on the outside corner, 94, and he just touched it, hit a double, he didn't know it was it was. You forget
how good he is.
He's making other major leaguers look like minor leaguers or he's that much better.
Yeah.
So yes, this is the one guy. We're gonna talk about him when we're old and in the rocking chairs going, you remember when Ohtani was on? Yeah, we had all the Angel games on every night at our place here in Vegas. We get to watch them all the time. And you should definitely be watching them for sure.
Get him off the Angels. Please get him off the Angels. That's what we need. Need him to be playing baseball somewhere not in an Angels uniform next season.
What if they get good?
What do you mean if they get good? They're 22-20. What do you mean if they get good? They're not going to be good.
22-20 is good right now. That's right there. What if they win 10 of the next 15 games? All of a sudden they get, make a little run. They're going to trade him?
It's a big if. They should, yes, they should trade him. Absolutely, they should trade him. Please trade him.
They ain't trading him.
They should. They're a game and a half out of a wild card spot, though.
The people want to know if the Sharapan has windows. It's a big fish tank. It's all windows. It's one of them big Ford Transit 350s with windows, 12 passengers, 12, 2, 4.
It's enormous.
It's 12 passenger van. Yeah, it's got more than enough room for bags and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's my wife's car.
It's enormous.
Yeah.
All right. The A's last night played in front of the lowest attended game since
we're going to pick on the A's nonstop now.
Yes, to 1979. 1979. 2,064 people paid to go to that game last night? I was born in 1977.
I was going to say, how old were you in 1979?
2 years old.
Yeah, I was 9.
I mean, this is unreal. I'm betting against the A's like crazy. So I'm watching these games and I'm going, the energy in the ballpark is zero.
Zippo.
I mean, it is single A short season bad.
Maybe. Not even.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard when the park is that big. Uh-oh. Snap your fingers. You're frozen. Snap him. Come back, Perrault. Oh, he's back.
Click. I just saw it clicked.
Yeah. Close your ESPN, please. You got something open.
It doesn't affect it. It doesn't affect this, but yeah, I closed it. But
all right.
It doesn't affect.
This does have like all of that, but this is way worse because this is Major League. Those parks. Yeah. What's the smallest crowd you ever been in a Major League event in? Hockey, basketball, baseball,
Major
football.
League event?
An official, like a pro game.
A Boston Red Sox game in September when they were like 13 to 14 games out of first place.
How many people in the park?
There were probably 15,000 in the park.
Okay.
20,000 in the park. I mean, 35,000 seat place was probably a little more than 3/4 full. Maybe close to half or so like that.
I was at a baseball game in Cleveland, 1991. I drove up in the summer for the day to see a doubleheader against the Kansas City Royals because I wanted to see George Brett play in person. Cleveland Indians were terrible. They were playing in the cavernous Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Announced attendance in a 75,000 seat stadium was 5,300.
Wow.
It was the weirdest feeling ever because you could hear
everything. I mean, I've been to some Royal games that haven't had a lot of fans there, but even Royal games have 10,000, 12,000, 13,000. I mean, like
that's right.
I mean, even when 2,000 paid.
That's just like they announced that. Like there ain't probably 2,000 people in there.
The A's should. Oh no, there were not. The A's should just open up the stadium and say, "Who wants to come? Free tickets." What's the difference? You'd make more money on concessions and parking.
Well, you would.
Just open up. Just say, "Hey, look, it's free admission. Just come in. You guys can just come to the ballpark. You're gonna play. You're gonna buy beer. You're gonna buy concessions. You're gonna buy stuff for the kids. Just come. Just everybody come on in. I wouldn't even charge. I would stop charging fans tickets. I would say it's all general admission. It's first come, first serve. You want to be here? Come on in. Just to save face. I mean, this is if I'm Rod Manfred and I'm turning on these games every night and I'm watching the A's and I'm like, this is incredible. We have a Major League Baseball team. The Rangers were just in town. And we've got all these people from other markets who are watching this and they're going, there's nobody at this game. Like literally nobody. Not even like a joke conversation. Like legitimately, there were less than 2,000 people in the ballpark last night. And tonight's Tuesday. Tonight's going to be even worse.
Right. The midweek games are definitely worse. I mean, but the weekends aren't good either. I listened to Gabe talk about the last year of the Expos. He was the pregame and postgame.
Right.
When they knew they were leaving, he said it was depressing to go there every day. And he loves baseball. So can you imagine? Like I met a guy through the show, through the Twitter, named Tyke Neri, who lives up there. Follow him on Twitter at Tyke Neri. He's a huge baseball fan, season ticket holder for the A's. And I asked him, I met him last summer. He came down and we were going to meet up in Arizona and we didn't end up meeting up. But he said when they were winning and like had these playoff runs, electricity in there, fun. He said, now it's hard to go. It's just simply hard to go because even the players, the players care, but they're not even allowed to care because of ownership down. Everybody's trying to get out.
They don't look like they care. They don't look like they care.
They don't.
They can't score. They've lost 11 of 12. Every loss on the run line. We'll get to it, and we'll get to baseball in later in the show when it's time to make some bets.
Right.
This topic on Twitter erupted when I tweeted about it. People got very angry with me. It was very funny.
People like to get angry with you
They
all
do.
the time.
So I made a joke.
What'd
I said, well, the NFL made the announcement yesterday that the wild card game, one of the wild card game weekend games in January of this coming year, will be an NBC Peacock exclusive.
P for Peacock. Yep.
You must have the Peacock app subscription. And I said, who the hell has a Peacock subscription? And everybody got very mad. WWE folks got very angry. People that watch reality television got very angry. And then I was informed that if you have Xfinity, they give you a Peacock subscription for free.
Mm-hmm.
So then someone's like, you know that 20 million people have subscriptions. And I said, okay, how many people are paying for Peacock? Let's change that conversation. So how many people actually pay for a Peacock subscription? I am not one of them. I have only watched one thing on Peacock because it was back when they had a golf tournament. I can't remember which golf tournament, one of the majors they had. And so I was watching it on that, but there's never been anything on there that has intrigued me to go and get a Peacock subscription. This is going to be a very difficult season for the NFL because the way you find games right now, it's confusing.
Oh, you think?
So ESPN's got Monday Night Football. They'll have alternative broadcasts and whatnot. Thursday nights are on Amazon. So you have to have an Amazon subscription.
Right.
If you want to watch your Sunday ticket games, now you need a YouTube.com or YouTube TV subscription to go watch games outside of your market. And if you're going to watch this wild card game, now you're going to need a Peacock subscription to go ahead and watch this game. This is a danger. I'm just saying this might be, the NFL is going to be careful here. This is getting very confusing for a lot of people trying to figure out how the heck can I just watch these games and how many subscriptions am I going to have? I need a YouTube TV subscription plus a Sunday ticket subscription plus an ESPN subscription, either on DirecTV, cable, or on ESPN Plus. It's a lot, is it not?
I mean, I can tell you this from people that are older.
Yes.
They're just not going to watch.
I would agree with you.
They don't want to watch it on their TV. And if they can't get it right away on their TV, they're not going to add subscriptions to watch one game for sure.
Yeah.
That's out. From the betting aspect of it, it makes it a complete disaster for the in-game stuff. The streaming stuff is just
a mess.
It's so slow and so far behind what you're looking at. Now, if anybody distrusted the books and stuff before, you just won't make an in-game wager ever.
No.
It just won't. You don't need to watch. You don't need to watch the game to make it. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
You make it, and then just watch what you bet happen. Does it? It hasn't even started yet, but does it come back if it fails? It's just one way. This is a one-way street.
It's not going to fail.
Oh,
it's not going to fail. So it's not. There's been a
streaming sports forever.
Yeah, 100%. ESPN within the next 5 years is going to be off cable.
I mean, there's people that'll be happy about that.
Yeah, it's going to be direct to consumer. I mean, I would be one of them because people look at their bills and they realize that ESPN is the most expensive channel to pay for on your cable bill, but you're paying 35 cents a month for some channel you'll never ever watch ever. And your bill is broken down.
Do you think people would pay to watch us?
I don't know. I think people would pay for certain things that we do. I'll say that. I don't know if they pay for the whole show. I could be wrong about that, but I think people would. I think people like the show a lot. So, and everything comes down to cost, right? How much are you charging? How much is it? Is it a cup of coffee or is it a lot? I mean, the thing about the Sunday ticket is that you're paying $65 to $75 a month to YouTube TV already. And now it's $400 on top of that.
Right.
Okay. So now you got to pay $400 to get those games. So now it's an additional charge and you're like, okay. So now my bill, if I bill it out monthly, it's, we're going up to $100, $110 a month. All of a sudden, you're right back to where you were paying with DirecTV. You're not saving any money. And I will say this, the biggest thing that YouTube TV has to fix, and I don't know how it gets fixed, but when you sign on, you open your TV, you turn it on, you have to go to your sources, you go to the app loads, and then you go under whatever profile you want, and then it loads. It's not a huge deal, but people that like to just turn on their TV and see the game right then and there, they don't want to go through a process of having to go to this and that and, take the remote and go to sources and then click on the app and hit the app. They don't want to do any of that. So the quicker the TV gets and the more quickly you can get to the content, that'll help YouTube TV. It'll help
How's
television
the channel
sets.
changing with YouTube TV?
It's okay.
Can you jump, or does it take a while?
No. When you're in the app, it's all like you're watching DirecTV or watching cable.
Okay.
You just have to get to the app. It takes a little bit to open the application, have it load, then go. The thing that I don't like about YouTube, it's not that big of a deal, but like you oftentimes can struggle to find channels sometimes, just how it's structured and like the way that it's done. So sometimes it can be difficult to find something that's on. You have to go and search a little bit through it, but it's a very small inconvenience. It's not that big of a deal. I just think that, people want to click their TV on and watch the screen come up. It's not what happens anymore. Now you got to go into the app and which app you do. But I watch all apps now. I mean, I watch either YouTube TV, I watch HBO Max, I watch Disney Plus, I'll watch Prime.
But you don't mind watching it on devices.
No, on my TV I'm talking about.
I know, but you don't mind watching it on devices too.
Nope, I don't. That's true.
I hate watching stuff on my device. I want to watch stuff on my TV.
But you can.
So, I know. But part of the sales pitch for the streaming stuff with, we're hearing it too. We got people that watch us on their phones all the time, on their tablets. They're watching us all over. Oh, I mean, nobody's watching the show, but everybody's watching the show. Anyhow, we'll work that out. And there may be at some point where, we could charge for BVB bonus time or something like that, or special shows that would be interesting. I don't know. I just know this. A lot of people still, and maybe we're all older, still like to get together and watch a game. Like when we congregate, the whole house, the family, everybody watches the game. Like the Knights games going forward will become watch events.
Yes.
Can I still go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the games if it's streaming?
Yes.
Okay.
They do it now. I mean, when you go to watching a boxing fight or an MMA fight, a UFC pay-per-view card, it's all streamed.
Okay.
It's all streaming. So everybody knows what's going on. It's just that we are diversifying so dramatically because supposedly NBC paid $110 million for this game. This one game.
Say the number again.
NBC paid $110 million to have this playoff game on Peacock.
We can't get a sponsor. They pay $110 million.
We don't have an NFL playoff game. But that's, they're investing.
That's high, no?
It is very high, but they're investing in the idea that people will subscribe to watch this game and then forget to cancel. Or they might like it and they'll keep it. You got to find a way to get people to. The biggest hurdle for all these applications is how do you get somebody to go to it and turn it on first? That's why ESPN did the deal with the UFC, because they're like, hey, let's go. Remember the first Conor McGregor fight when the whole thing collapsed? It was disaster because the app wasn't ready.
Yeah.
That's what ESPN was trying to accomplish. And NBC is trying to do the same thing. So if their app collapses, got to be ready. Amazon wasn't great in the beginning. It's getting better with Thursday Night Football. But this is where we're going to be. I mean, DirecTV satellite television is going to be gone. Cable is going to be gone first before satellite. And it's just the way the world's working. I mean, our kids will not have cable. It will not be with how they watch. I mean, I ask my students all the time, how do you watch? Where do you watch? How do you consume?
What do they watch?
They watch YouTube.
Unbelievable.
They watch it obsessively. My daughter, obsessively. It's all she watches. My daughter doesn't watch. It's from a parent perspective, it's actually pretty cool because a lot of times we have to be careful of like advertisements or things that would jump in, things might be inappropriate, whatever it might be. They just watch YouTube. And for the most part, the ads are, if they're watching a kids show, there's kids ads, and you feel pretty confident they're not going to go and search something else. I mean, Madeline watches YouTube Kids all the time, so it's all got parental blocks on everything. So it's just the way they are now consuming content. They aren't watching channels.
Right.
They don't care. So it's just
I know. It's very hard to differentiate yourself as a content person. I think when you're just streamed, they have to fight. You have to fight, bring them.
I disagree with you.
I think you can't just go on something now and be okay.
I disagree with you. I think us being on YouTube opens up way more doors.
It does, because we bring them to our channel.
No, they can run into it just because YouTube will feed in their stream. Hey, you're watching gambling shows. Would you like to watch this show? And they might go, oh, we'll click on that show. Oh, I mean, I guarantee you people in the chat, they can tell us how they found the show. A lot of people just ran into it. Just, oh, I just saw it all pop up on my screen one day. It was there and it was recommended. Or I was searching something that says Boston and Bostonian versus the book popped up. It's just.
We should put that actually out. I'd like to know that you guys are watching the show. I'd like you to tell us how you found us. That would be good. I mean, just as either email the show. What's the show email?
AskTheBVB@gmail.com. If you're watching on live on YouTube or Twitter, it's on the scroll. It's on the scroll below.
Right. You can put that there. Email us or just put it in the chat right now. How you found us. I'm just curious because I think you're right. I don't know about you. I mean, the only thing I watch live is games.
Oh, and YouTube TV has created where I don't watch anything but sports. I used to stumble into Food Network a lot. I used to watch a lot of Food Network stuff.
Right.
I haven't watched a Food Network show since I got YouTube TV. I just don't do it. It's because
is that good?
It is because what I like is that what YouTube TV does, if you click the down button, it lists all the games that are live all on the bottom.
Right.
So all you see are sports. So if I'm watching a baseball game, it recommends every baseball game I can watch. So I'll go and toggle between every baseball game or every basketball game that I'm watching. And sometimes I forget a game is on and I'm like, oh, that's right. I can watch the Giants because I pay for the sports tier for YouTube TV. So that gives me access to NBC Sports California. So I get A's games, I get Giants games. I don't get Dodger games still, but I can go and watch those teams. And so I'm watching more Giants, I'm watching more A's just because I forget the game's going on and I stumble into it. So I think it is. I mean, I don't know. As I've told you before, both on and off the air, my consuming of content has dramatically changed in the last 2 years where I don't watch news anymore. So
for sure.
I don't consume anything. I am so out of touch compared to the way I used to be. And the stuff I used to pay attention to and the stuff, it has to be almost slammed in my face for me to really know what's going on. So, and that's just the way that I consume. My filter is pretty narrow as to what I'm watching.
Oh, I mean, as a dad, I'm not sure I like that. I'd like you to have a more open range. For us, though, with our time being so divided and meticulously used and this and that, it's much more directed.
That's where Twitter comes. But that's Twitter to me. I mean, that's where my students told me, and it's true. I've thought about it more than often. When there's something that happens that could affect me directly, I learn about it on Twitter. I follow all the local stuff. I follow my kid's school. I follow the local police. I follow the city of Las Vegas. I follow, all. When I found out about this shooting at Mandalay Bay, Twitter is how I found out. That's
the country music festival thing.
Yeah, I found out about that on Twitter. I found out about the Boston Marathon bombing on air from Twitter. Those breaking news stories. I mean, things that could dramatically impact my life, right now, I'm seeing it through social media. That's how I'm getting it. I'm not getting it from my 6 o'clock news.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, you're not getting it from the news, but I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, it's probably the primary source is Twitter, but that just brought up that shooting. That's crazy. We drove home from a tournament that night. We drove by there 2 hours before.
I was across the street working an hour before. I was in the radio studio. I was at the radio studio doing a show an hour before across the street. I was there. Like I heard the concert. I walked out, heard the music. Like I was within earshot across the street right before
that was one of the craziest, hardest weeks of so many people's lives. And we had so many people. I mean, we had a couple kids that their lives were touched by people that got shot and died and all this stuff.
Wow.
That was such a weird, hard time. Man, that was crazy. You just brought that out. I was thinking about how I heard. My phone was buzzing at 3:00 in the morning. Like, where are you at right now? Sleeping. Why? Turn on the TV. What the hell is going on?
You didn't hear about it till 3 a.m.?
I had driven home and we coached. I was in the sun all day. I was exhausted. Came home and passed out on the couch, and the phone was going crazy. And they woke me and Jess up. Like, are you guys okay? People were calling us. Where's your kids?
I made the mistake of listening to the police scanner all night.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. I was on the scanner the entire night. I mean, the number of casualties I heard being reported was unreal that night. Mass shootings at Paris, mass shootings at Caesars. I mean, because people were running from the concert into those different properties.
Places, yep.
And when people saw someone with blood, they immediately thought a shooting was going on that place, and they were calling 911. And so the 911 operator obviously would just say, report of shooting, Paris, main floor, blah, blah, blah. It was like, what is like, I mean, it sounded like the whole city was under attack. It was, that was hard. That was a hard night for sure.
Looking at the chat real quick, just to tie this up. I mean, people found the juice, found you. People saw me on Wager Talk with President Teddy, came over. Some other people saw me on Hammer Don and came over. Thank you to those guys. Nice. Pushing the Odds, which was the original your show that
started this whole thing,
doing all this thing.
Started the whole thing.
And then, like what you said, when you watch the show on YouTube TV, you watch us. It then feeds you the next show and stuff. That's the good thing about us being on it, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the algorithm will recognize that you were looking for gambling content. And so they'll say, hey, what about this? Here's gambling content that you might like. And then you just click on it and you watch it, and whether you like it or not. And that's why obviously it's, we appreciate people who give the show a try. We always say, just watch the show for a couple of days, see what you think.
Yeah.
And then more often than not, people stick and they stay and they like it. So that's the benefit of being on a channel where you're on the same footing of channels that have millions of subscribers and millions of people who are watching, because you could potentially be in that algorithm flow that say, hey, maybe you'd like this. You like that. You like X, maybe you like Y. And so we tend to be the Y.
Right.
In that analogy. So, all right. Sixers this morning, fired Doc Rivers. I thought it would happen yesterday. Happened this morning.
You did say it would happen Monday.
It happened Tuesday. Any issues with this?
This is the way of the world now. Doesn't matter what you did before. Doesn't matter even what you think you can do next. It's what you have done right now. You got to go. They got to go.
Sorry.
What happened? Oh, God.
Addison just wrote that the episode yesterday will go down in the annals of history.
Annals.
We just combined the two. Sorry, I see people. Wait, when you guys post stuff on the YouTube comments, I see it on my screen. It flashes on my screen, so I see the comments when they flow. So when you guys are writing comments on on the chat, on the actual video. When you're in the comment section, not the chat, but the comments flow on my screen. And I just saw his post on that. That's pretty good.
He's right. I mean, listen, a big part of the show comes from the chat.
It is.
And we've met some of you in person. And I'm telling you, I can't wait to meet more of you.
Right.
I got some plans that I'll announce for next week. As far as I got to make a visit and see a guy about a thing in the Midwest.
Yes,
so I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back in it's not East. It's the Midwest.
Correct.
where I'm
But you're
going.
going east to get to the Midwest.
Kinda.
Not kind
I
of.
don't
You are.
know.
You're going east to get to the Midwest. Yes.
I think the base is going to be in Ohio. Isn't
Okay.
that the Midwest?
It is.
Okay, that's where I'm going to be.
Yeah, but you're going to east in eastern direction
I'm going east, correct. Yes,
to get to the
yes. I have
Midwest.
to fly to the
Yes.
east from west to
Correct.
get to the Midwest. Perfect.
Anyways, the reason why I brought up Doc Rivers getting fired is because this is ridiculous. JJ Redick is the odds-on favorite to replace Doc Rivers.
JJ Redick, that's on First Take.
Yeah, that
What?
JJ Redick. Yeah,
What?
3-1 favorite to be replacing Doc Rivers.
Man, oh man, it must be nice to be in that echo chamber of New York City all the time and just audition for jobs on TV and then get coaching jobs and all this other stuff. That's interesting.
This would be a disaster, would it not?
Whoa. I mean, maybe JJ's a good coach. I wonder where he's coached before.
He knows these guys. He played with half the roster.
I
mean, the biggest mistake the Sixers made was letting JJ Redick walk. One of.
JJ was done playing.
But he was the 3-point threat that they were lacking. It's when they got in PJ Tucker. They went out and made that PJ Tucker deal trying to replace him because they didn't have any 3-point shooting.
Listen, man, you can't just be like a DH in baseball and basketball. Just come out and stand on the side and just shoot threes. You got to come back and play defense.
I don't know. 3 and D guys are going to get 3 and D guys are going to go pretty high in the draft. I mean, you don't need to do very much. Play defense is stand in the corner. Kyle Korver was way before his time. Kyle Korver would have made a lot more money. That's why I couldn't believe Korver's in the front office of the Hawks. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, because he's there to evaluate shooters. 3 and D guys. That's his job, is to go find 3 and D guys.
I mean, whatever works. This doesn't sound like a good. I mean, I saw the list. Woj put out the list. It's all the guys that just got fired.
Yes.
Budenholzer, Monty, Nick Nurse, and someone else. And JJ Redick? JJ Redick's not getting a job, Perrault. You're gonna get off of that Twitter.
I'm just telling you right now. Offshore book. Here is the offshore book odds. Redick 3-1, Monty Williams 4-1, Nick Nurse 5-1, Jay Wright 6-1, Mike Budenholzer 6-1. There's your top.
They made him the favorite.
JJ Redick is the favorite to coach Philly. This is why it's on the rundown. Yes,
I know, but the favorite,
yes.
Like I'm questioning.
I agree.
Whoever's watching the show, I'm not questioning you or it being on the rundown. I can't believe
it's nuts.
They made him the favorite. Like you can put him on the list and have fun with it.
Right.
Why is he on the list as the favorite?
Don't know. They list Nick Nurse as the lead candidate for the Suns, Kevin Young 2, Budenholzer 3, Ty Lue 4. The top 4 guys for the Suns gig.
Has to be fun. Less if you're watching the show. It has to be fun just to make up the markets and just have fun with people with on it.
JJ gets that. Or if somebody bets that, my goodness. How is that? I mean, unless they know something, how is that even? I mean, does that even get interest? Like JJ is the shortest odds. Like it's not even worth the bet. Like you don't bet the favorite in those markets. Now you bet JJ Redick as the favorite.
I don't know. It makes no sense.
It does make no sense. Draft lottery is tonight.
Wembanyama.
Do you buy into Wembanyama here? Because this is what everyone's gunning for. 7'4". Any concern that you would have? I mean, we're not doctors, but like 7'4".
You play one on this show all the time.
Yeah, but this is one thing where I won't play.
Are you giving a medical professional? Are you giving?
No,
a medical
I won't.
Right now?
I'm saying I won't do that now because I can't project. But I just get nervous with 7'4". Like human beings aren't supposed to be that large.
No. Did you ever see Sean Bradley in person?
I think so, but it was the end of his career.
Right. Just seeing him in person, you're just like, that can't be. Nothing looked right. Everything was just big, very thin, very thin. His arms
thin,
stick thin. Wembanyama can dribble though, and he's got.
Yes, Kevin Durant. That's what they say. He's 6 foot. He's a 7'4" Kevin Durant.
What about Chet? Like Chet was the number 2 pick last year. He's really tall and skinny.
And got hurt.
This is the problem.
That's what I mean. There has to be some level of concern about him staying healthy long term to warrant the first pick in the draft.
There's zero chance he's not picked first.
Correct.
He's being picked first by whomever gets that ball tonight. He's being picked first.
Yeah. Ping pong ball is going to fall right for them, but yes. In case you're curious, the Pistons, Rockets, and Spurs have a 14% chance at landing the first pick tonight. All 14 lottery pick teams have at least a chance. The Hornets have 12.5%. Blazers 10.5% have the 4th and 5th best odds.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a 35% chance you could end up in Orlando, Indiana, Washington, Utah, Dallas, Chicago, OKC, Toronto, or New Orleans, but they all have less than a 9% chance of it happening. So most likely it's Pistons, Rockets, Spurs, one of those 3 teams that will get them.
Pistons, Rockets, Spurs. What's best for business?
Pistons, probably. Spurs, maybe too, depending upon. But it's one of those funky markets. I mean, the Rockets obviously were in the largest market.
Pop was going to retire, and then they said, hey, man, look at this kid. Oh.
Right. Maybe we'll stick around.
Maybe. Now, hold on here. I get to lose all these games this year and maybe get this kid?
Yeah.
I'll stay. Why not?
Right. But him, I mean, Wembanyama getting coached by Popovich would be a coup for him.
I think it's good for business, period. Any one of those 3 teams. I don't think there's one better than the other. It turns
I don't think Charlotte, though. I think Charlotte's a bad spot for him.
Well, that might be.
I don't think Charlotte would be a good spot for the league. I mean, it's Jordan's team, so I guess that could help, but
I don't know. That might be the catalyst to make Charlotte immediately a playoff team, let alone for real. Like they were good and then they weren't last year, but like,
right.
I don't know. I will you watch it? Will you watch it tonight?
The draft lottery?
Yes.
Only because it's right before the game. So
is it right before or is it at halftime?
I think it's right. Oh, I don't know. I thought it was right before, but I know it's around the game. So I'm going to be watching the game. As of 4:00 Pacific time, my TV set will be set to that game. So
right.
Whenever they do it, I'll see it. I don't know. The lottery, if your team's not in the lottery, it's not nearly as exciting.
If your team's not in the lottery?
Yeah. To watch the draft lottery only really matters.
What are you rubbing it in? Your team is the best team in the league?
Like,
there's a lot of people that want to see where this kid's going to go. So
for them, they'd be excited. I mean, it's a ping pong ball envelope thing that it's just sort of,
sounds like you're rubbing it in.
I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just saying it's not something that the Celtics have had to worry about for a long time.
Not important to the people in Boston.
There you go. Good voice. There you go.
It sounds like what you're saying.
We don't care. It's true. We don't care. That's what we don't right now. Right now we don't care. But Wembanyama coming into the league, I hope he's as good as advertised. I really do.
Right.
Because Brandon Miller can ball. Straight up can ball. That kid can be on my team whenever you want. I love his game. And I think whoever gets him at number 2, I wouldn't be crying like, oh, we missed Wembanyama. Yeah, you got Brandon Miller. You're going to be all right. You're going to be fine. Whoever gets the number 2 pick in the draft tonight, you're going to be good. You're getting a hell of a player who could stay healthy, who could be a bigger impact immediately. I mean, Wembanyama might be, the ceiling is higher for Wembanyama. I just think 7'4" is just, we had to get our brains around Kevin Durant. Okay. When he came in, he's so thin, 6'11" with a handle. Can a guy play the wing at 6'11"? Shouldn't he be on the block? Blah, blah, blah. Well, he blew all that up. And obviously Kevin Durant's incredible. Right. Now we're going to 7'4". Now we're taking it to the next level of a player who is just so big. And would be such a weird thing. I mean, look, Embiid loves to shoot threes. What is he, 7'1"? So, like, this is 7'4", jacking threes, playing a point guard, playing point forward type thing. I mean, Magic broke the mold, right? Remember 6'9" point guards? Can't have a 6'9" point guard. What are you doing? Magic did it. Bird did it. So just the evolution of basketball. But 7-4, 7-4. Wow, it's raining hard.
I know.
What is going on?
Going on? I know.
Well, that's
I stopped over the house today. I drove back. I was like, what is coming over these mountains right now?
Oh.
Yeah. Big storm. Big storm here in Vegas today.
It's pouring hard.
And it ain't even just about the meat curtains. It's just about the storm outside.
Better bet.
Yes.
Exactas. Boston, LA at +175 or Boston, Denver at -115. Sorry, Miami. I'm not including you in this.
Wait, Boston as the winning team in both or just the matchup?
Just the matchup. The exacta.
I don't know. A lot of people will tell you to just take the plus.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad bet.
So don't want the Lakers to win. I do not, unless it's the Celtics, and we can talk about all the glory years and it brings it all.
Do you understand what the ratings will be if it's Celtics Lakers and they're both going for 18? That we know that one team winds up with the lead. These two teams have been on a collision course their entire history, and they're all racing for 18. And the 17th win was a ridiculous bubble win for the Lakers. And now here's a legitimate one with travel and everything else.
Just cancel the rest of the show. You just described. I mean, I hear all of that, and now I know what the finals matchup's going to be. You better bet the Laker one.
If it's Lakers Celtics, I'm sorry, but for Denver, you guys better just kick the crap out of the Lakers. Do not let the referees get involved because the league will have its thumb on the scale. Denver Boston is yawn boring. I love Denver. Okay, I think they could beat the Celtics.
Boring.
Denver Boston is boring.
Rude.
It's truth. It just is. Comparatively, it'll do well. Numbers will be okay. Can Jokic finally win a championship and blah, blah, blah. It's a bad matchup for Boston.
If they beat the Lakers, it'll be great.
To who? Denver is like legitimately flyover country, forgotten about NBA basketball. It is. That's what it is.
What?
It just is. They went 40-7 this year at home. No one knows. No one gives a shit. No one cares.
You swore.
Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. No one cares. Who cares? They went 40-7. Went 40-7. What did I swear?
I did.
Right. Yes.
Pretty excited about that.
Who cares? I love Denver. I'm nervous as a Boston Celtics fan. I am nervous about Boston versus Denver.
Who would you rather play, Celtics guy?
Oh, they both scare the dick. I mean, look, LeBron owns Boston. There's no debating this. Celtics have had a really rough time with LeBron in the playoffs. Okay, so asking for LeBron is
to play Denver.
No, because Denver's matchup is a huge. They have no answer for Jokic. I mean, Robert Williams will get killed. He'll play as hard as he can, but Jokic will kill Boston. Horford they're going to double team him the entire time. It would have to be somebody else to beat him, but neither matchup I like. Both matchups scare the heck out of me. Boston should be a bigger favorite against the Lakers than they would be against Denver, but LeBron, every Celtics fan knows about LeBron. I mean, he sees the Celtics, and that's just look out. What now?
Somebody in the chat, just who was that? Austin Akbar said, "Great, we just lost all of the ski resorts and Elk as sponsors of the show."
Yes, you did.
Just
yes,
ruled them all out.
Yes,
but Sonic asked the question, Dickens? Question mark. It just says Dickens? Question mark. Because you said these teams scare the Dickens out of you.
Oh, yes.
The hell does that mean?
Charles Dickens, the author? No.
Well, I know who Charles Dickens is, yes. But you did say it scares the Dickens out of you.
That's a New England saying. Yes.
It's a New England saying?
Yes. That's a New England saying. That's a
scared the Dickens out of me.
Let me see if I can actually source it. Because
don't open another tab. Doing a hell of a job with this producing. This is great.
Yeah, really so several. It was a euphemism for the devil in New England.
Really?
Yeah, refers to Charles Dickens. Oh, interesting. It was a euphemism for the devil, such as "What the Dickens? Where's the Dickens? Dickens are you?" It's been traced back to Shakespeare. The Merry Wives of Windsor. It's actually nothing to do with Charles Dickens. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was Charles Dickens. but it's from a play.
You literally just make stuff up sometimes and go with it. And I
Charles
don't
Dickens.
check
I thought
you, so you
I
go.
thought it was. I thought
nothing to do with Charles Dickens.
Dickens out of you is I was always assuming in New England it was a New England thing. We say about Charles Dickens because I believe Charles Dickens is a New England author. If I'm correct me wrong with that.
Everything is New England with you.
It's true.
Stop! It's not.
Let's see. Hold on. I need to figure this out.
I want to see the Nuggets beat the Lakers.
He was England, not New England, but England.
Here we go. New England. You
It's
put
all
them
the same.
together when you want.
They're all the
you
same.
Paul Revere
They're all the
everybody
same.
when you don't.
All the same.
It's not the same.
Thrive New in England. Thrive and Prosper prop bet of the day presented by Thrive Fantasy today. This is going to be interesting to hear your take on this. Jokic over 37.5 points and assists. It's minus 125. You can get it at Thrive Fantasy as well. How do you feel about Jokic having a big game against the Lakers tonight?
What's his points prop? Just points? Hold on.
Points prop is, I believe it's
his
30.
points prop got to be what, 28.5 without looking?
No, it's higher than that. I think it's 30.
It's over 30?
Hold on. My app is being slow to load here. It is 30. So not that's points. What is this? His points prop.
Hold on. I'll find that.
Just give me his points prop. This has gone over 4 straight games, by the way.
Points plus assists.
Yeah. Points plus assists. His rebounds.
It's 28.5, Perrault.
Okay.
Again.
So
without looking, let me do the numbers and you do the show.
5 straight times. This has gone over. 33.5 over, 33.5 over, 35.5, 64, nearly doubled it. 38.5 over, 39.5 over. This has hit 50 of 80 times this season with Jokic playing, and 8 of 15 times when the line's been 37.5. How do you feel about?
I mean, I like it over. I like his points prop over
for 30.
So it's 28.5 on FanDuel right now.
So and his
I like
assists,
that over.
9.5 is the number for assists.
So we got it. We got to get the double-double to win this.
Which is, I mean, he could have a triple double.
He's been averaging pretty
He could
much.
have a triple double.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
It's what he does.
I think I like this. Minus a quarter?
Yeah.
Damn. It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 props.
I think you got a pretty good shot at it here.
Right.
To go ahead and use this as one of your legs.
You like this?
Thrive. I do, yes.
Okay.
Over 37.5. I think he has a huge game tonight. I do. In game 1. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game tonight. With Thrive, you guys can eliminate countless hours of research and focus only on top-tier athletes like Jokic to have the biggest impact of the game. You can do user versus user prop tournaments for all major sports, or you can use the prop lobby for top multipliers where you can build an entry 2, 3, 4, 5 legs of a parlay using all Thrive props. You could win up to 20 times your money when you sign up. Use promo code BVB, and when you do that, you will receive a 100% instant first deposit match of up to $250. You can download the Thrive Fantasy app and use the promo code BVB, or just go to our Discord channel, bvbshow.com, and go into the sponsor page. There's a direct link that let you load everything up, and you can go right in to use Thrive and download, and you can also deposit that match right there with Thrive Fantasy. Another exacta to ask you. Better bet. Hurricanes Golden Knights at plus 185.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers Stars at plus 350.
Oh. Why can't it be Hurricanes
Stars?
Okay.
It could be Hurricane Stars, but that's the middle option.
Right.
This is the top option, 185.
Okay.
Most longest shot option, plus 350.
What are you looking at? That's just the matchup, not the winner. Okay.
Yeah, just exactly.
Right. Well, this is like they call this the forecast, and then the exacta is first, second, like who beats who, because the price should be double. Because if you get, I think Hurricanes Knights is plus 650. Hurricanes to beat the Knights, and Knights to beat Hurricanes is plus 650 or plus 7. Obviously the first one's favorite. The second one's dog. Numbers will tell you it's favorite. I think it's a mix of the two, though.
Ooh.
Hurricane Stars, Knights
Most
Panthers.
likely. That's what I think. Hurricane Stars. If I had to bet right now, I think Hurricane Stars is a very good play.
You don't think the Knights win?
I like the Knights to win the series. You asked me earlier, what do I think is going to happen?
Right.
Knights to win. But if I'm betting, I want the longer odds. And I think there's a really good shot if Dallas wins game 1, that Dallas can win the series.
Oh,
Game 1's going to be huge to me in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, the bet of like take whoever wins game 1 to win the series, like Vegas win game 1 and the series. I like that bet. Or Dallas wins game 1 and they win the series. Like that bet. I think the winner of game 1 could very well win the series.
Who wins game 1 of Hurricanes and Panthers?
Here's the thing with this. The Panthers have been able to make their opponent play their game throughout the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
They made Boston do it. They made Toronto do it. If they make the Hurricanes play their game, they will beat the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes have got to do what the Bruins couldn't do. Play your game. Don't get into these high-scoring games.
Ooh.
Don't do this. You got to 2-1, 3-1 hockey games. That's what the Hurricanes, the Bruins needed to do that. They couldn't do it. If the Hurricanes can do that, they can win. But if the games are going over, the Florida Panthers are going to win the Eastern Conference.
I used to channel that from the movie Miracle when Herb Brooks did that. He was going down the bench and just kept saying, "Play your game." When they had the Russians on the road, play your game. I should do that to kids. They'd be like, "Daddy, what are you doing?" I'm trying to be Herb Brooks. I don't know what to tell you. I love that movie. They can play their game. They can win. I think this is as wide open. What scenario surprises you the most out of this? Stars, Panthers? The last one there, that plus 350? Does that surprise you the most?
No. Chalk surprised me the most.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. If we see Hurricanes Knights, I'd be like, wow, okay. That would surprise me if both favorites advance.
Right.
The playoffs have been the underdog. I mean, look, the Miami Heat are an 8 seed. Florida Panthers are an 8 seed. We're seeing all these like long shot teams do really well in the playoffs, both with basketball and hockey.
Right.
1 seed versus 2 seed is somewhat surprising. Knights were the 1 seed in the West, Hurricanes 2 seed in the East. That would be surprising to see top teams in either conference getting into the Cup final.
Question in a YouTube chat that I just saw that I don't know the answer to. What does the heart thing do in the Twitter feed live app or live show chat? When you touch the screen, you get hearts. Do you know what that does?
Twitter. I do not know.
Twitter.
No, I do not know.
Does anyone in the chat know what that does?
No, because they bought it. That's from when they bought, when Twitter bought the live streaming company, which is now escaping my name, Periscope. That was a Periscope thing. So that was a carryover from Periscope. I have no idea what it does.
Okay.
I on Twitter, on the Twitter stream, I have no idea. But as I said before, people do write their area code, their names in there. When we're doing Roll Call Friday, we just don't pay attention to it because we're on the YouTube chat, and it's tough to pay attention to that on your phone with what's going on. So that makes it more, because you only see it on a phone, on a mobile device. You can't see it on a computer. So that's what makes it a little more.
Wait, it's on YouTube now too, Sonic?
Oh,
we have a heart emoji on the YouTube chat?
Oh, well, that's always been there, no? But
no. The guy said it got over 1,000.
Oh,
and when we got over 1,000, it started showing up. I don't know. Did you know that the Stars are 3-0 against Vegas this year?
I don't put a lot of stock. I don't put a lot of stock in it, but
yeah, it's been a while since I played.
I mean, okay. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I get it, but like, it doesn't mean a whole. How did the games? Did all 3 go under? I'll put more stock in that. The style of play versus depending on who won, is not as important to me as the style in which the game was played.
Right. Okay.
So if we're playing all tight under games, 2-1, 3-1 hockey games, I think the series very well might be tight, games and unders throughout the whole series. But if it was wide open and Dallas was scoring a lot and Vegas was getting multiple scoring opportunities,
right?
I mean, then I think could go over a lot. And I think Vegas can play both ways. Vegas can play short, small 2-1, 3-1, or they can go 6-4 and win games like that. So I don't. Stars, I think, will struggle to play high scoring games with Vegas. I think they want to play more tight games like they did last night against Seattle. Which, by the way, you would have been very proud of Madeline. Madeline walked up. I was watching the game. She walked in and she said, "Daddy, what'd you bet?" I said, "I need goals." She goes, "You bet the over?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "What number?" I said, 6. She said, looked at it. It was 2-0. And she's like, "You're in trouble." I said, "Yeah, I know." It was awesome. It was awesome.
I love when the kids tell you that. They just hit you right across. Bam, bam. Like, whoa, thanks.
She knew. But she's like, "You bet the over?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're in trouble." I'm like, "I know I'm in trouble. Thank you very much."
All 3 games went under. 2 games went to shootouts.
Well, could be an under series then. All right. Good to know there.
Yeah.
5.5. What's the total for game 1? Let me see if Dallas is it up yet. It is. It is 5.5. Juice to the under.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. I'd play the under start to see how that goes. I'd play the under.
All 3 went under 5.5. J-Ma just came in and told us both.
Yeah, 4-0 Stars, 3-2 Stars, 2-1 Stars.
Oh.
And they played in April. So last time they saw each other in April. Huh.
Mm.
You know what that's gonna do?
What?
That's a pissed off Golden Knights team to lose all 3 games to DeBoer. Game 1, monster. Must win. Game 1, Vegas.
It's Friday night. I don't want to break the bank. If anybody has ways to get me in there, or at least get me or the kids in there, let me know. Reach out. I'd like to go. See if I can get in there.
So Mass reported their numbers for April.
Betting numbers. I saw this. Yep. I thought of you. I didn't
$43 million.
Yep.
Mobile handle in Massachusetts, down $1 million from March. March was 44 million, 43, so it held pretty steady. 11.4 million in person in Massachusetts.
Right.
That's right. That's nothing.
It is what it is.
There's 2 places you can bet in person. That's
right.
Only 2 in the entire state.
And you told me where they're at ain't the best places, and then you got to go down
Encore
there.
Is nice. Encore did 8.8 million of this. Encore
I know, but people were already there. You don't going there to like just place bets and leave and all that other stuff. Like it's not one of those places.
Yeah, I really wonder, as the evolution of betting goes, I wonder if they're going to have more places where you can, more satellite places where you can bet in person, make it easier. Because I do think there are some people like I'm thinking about my grandfather, right? I'm thinking about like my stepdad. I'm thinking about people who generally don't like things to have records, and they would prefer to have ability to bet things without having any record of it. So I think people in Boston might be.
Where's my glasses? I feel like they're describing me.
In some ways, that's describing you. Yes.
I don't like all that stuff either, because that's the way my dad was too.
So
and my uncles and all that other stuff.
So I wonder if, as we evolve, will we see more satellite opportunities, like not at the park, like not at TD Garden or Fenway, but like in Harvard Square, or in Methuen, or in Lawrence, or in Lowell, or places like that, where there may be certain types of people who really just want to walk in, place bets, and not have to have a mobile device on an app on their phone.
Right.
Just curious. I think I'd be wondering.
Did you ever go to an OTB, off-track betting place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Horseman's Park in Omaha, Nebraska. That was a very big happening spot that I used to go to quite a bit.
Oh.
It was you'd go
they
Friday
showed
night.
The races on the TVs?
Go Friday night, you go Saturday afternoon. They had to run races. I think when I was there, it's changed now, because that's where
they had a track there?
That too. Yep. It was a track. It was OTB. It only ran like 4 weeks out of the whole year.
Oh, okay. There. Okay. So that's good. So
but
it was a track, but they didn't.
But that's where you'd go. You would go to Horseman's Park in Omaha for the Derby or for the Preakness.
Right.
You'd go and watch and be able to gamble and bet. And that's where they're building. One of the casinos in Omaha is being built at Horseman's Park. They're turning it into a casino.
Those places are, in a word or in 3 words, not the best.
No. But in Omaha, beggars couldn't be choosers here. You had to, all you could
You
get.
had to go. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to go there, but like I would go there with a lot of the guys that were older than me that played cards. Like we played cards together Sunday nights at card game. I've talked about so many times with the
Yeah.
barber and the bartender.
Pleasure.
Excuse me. The golf pro. Thank you. Thank you guys in the chat too. But we used to go to the OTBs, and I would look around and go, "What are we doing here? Like, why? This is not like let's just go to the restaurant or let's go where we were gonna go hang out. Like, what are we hanging out in here for? I don't know if they're gonna build places like that. You can just still call guys. You can now do other stuff. Like I don't know.
I still think at some point there's going to be a national chain. Like I've always said this, if I was Hooters, I would convert every single one of my restaurants into a sports book.
With a window?
With a window. I would flip them. I would go and do it every state that's legal. And I was Hooters. I would go and I would get, because the people who are going in there right now, the age of the person who goes to Hooters is high. It's a brand that young people don't appreciate, don't go to. And I just remember I did a trivia night.
Would you rather do Buffalo Wild Wings or Hooters?
Either or, but see, Buffalo Wild Wings has a clientele. They've done a great job of marketing to a sports fan. People go there to watch games. Families.
So that's the one to do, right?
They should. They absolutely should. I'm just talking about trying to save a brand. If you were trying to, because Buffalo Wild Wings is a healthy company. It's not going anywhere. Hooters is dying fast. It's 4 or 5 years from being gone.
Were just outside that one, 2 weeks ago, down when we went to meet Maddie and Tony. It was right next to it.
Right.
It was empty.
Dead. The way of reinvigorating the brand, the way of getting people and give your clients a reason to hang out and be a part of it. I mean, that's why they used to pay me both in Omaha and Des Moines. I was paid to host trivia nights every Tuesday night at Hooters.
You hosted?
Yeah. I hosted. I was
there.
They
pay you for that?
Of course, cash every night, $1.50 in cash every night. It was awesome. And they showed me their receipts.
Why would we do that?
They showed me their receipts.
We should do that.
The average check on nights that I was there, their average bill was up 40 to 50% every night I was there.
More than 150 then.
I mean, I just, I wasn't in a place to negotiate. It was fun.
Right.
The scenery was awesome. I was a single dude. It was phenomenal. It was so much fun. So, but like,
it was 2 hours of work, right?
Yeah. You need reasons for people to
Thursday
sit there.
nights was Hooters trivia night with us in Pittsburgh. That was a big night. We went out. There's a place called Kangaroos that did trivia night after. Oh man, that was a big night. There was a lot of possibilities of title fights at those nights.
So those are the things. I mean, they had me once. I was the judge for their bikini contest one year. It was phenomenal. It was so fun. I was in love with my life. It was like the greatest thing ever in Omaha. So like, you got to give people reasons to stick around. Like, it can't just be for the beer. It can't just be for the food because it's okay.
No, that they're coming for part of that more. There's something to go for that night. Just like
and if there's
we
betting
take
there,
this show on the road and we go to a place,
right.
You'll be coming for the BVB on this night at this place, just like at the Circle on June 8th and June 9th.
Right. Good plug. So that's, if I was them, that's what I would do. I mean, that's how Twin Peaks, Hooters, these brands that the young people aren't responding to very well and just feel like for whatever reason in the South, Hooters started, it'll always kind of be down there. But, there was a Hooters. I mean, the casino is here. It flipped. It's now Oyo, whatever it's called. It's just
bye-bye after what they're going to blow that whole
area out. Yeah, it's gone.
Bye-bye.
So that
Ayo is in Papiamento. Ayo is goodbye. I used to say that all the time. Ayo, A-Y-O.
See you later.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So one more thing before we let go of Sports Grid for today. The PointsBet sale to Fanatics, it's come out that the reason why they made the sale for $150 million, they were $21 million in the red, and they didn't want to raise capital. They were losing money. That's why they sold for $1.50. I mean, that's what the heck was going on there. They're a book and they're losing money. like, what is going on?
Wow. Do you have a link to that story?
Yes.
Oh,
Our friend in England is the one who wrote it.
really?
Yes. It's in the Earnings and More newsletter this morning.
Really?
Yes.
This is spectacular.
Do you believe it?
Oh, do I believe it? Oh, yeah.
As was written this morning, it was a fire sale to avoid a cash raise. Talking to Sam Swanell, the CEO of PointsBet, talking to the Australian Financial Review, talking about in the wake of what was going on. Yeah. PointsBet's current corporate cash balance is insufficient to fund the U.S. business through to profitability, and as such, should the proposed transaction not proceed, the company would need to raise additional capital in the near term to continue operating.
That's why nobody return my phone calls. This is why they wouldn't call me back.
Uh-huh.
People just call me back. Oh, wow. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Oh, you tell me when we're at BVB bonus time so I could swear, because I got a lot to say about that. That's interesting. Like you would say. You like look sideways, you go, oh, that's interesting. They were losing?
Yep. And they did not want to have to raise any more money because they raised $353 million in September of 2020, $400 million in August of 2021. And then last June, it bought Susquehanna bought in 12% of the company. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Susquehanna bought in. And then they did not have the stomach after in 21, their pre-tax losses was $448 million.
Smile. Say it with a smile with your chest out.
We
want more money. How'd you guys do? We lost $448 million.
In 21.
Give us more.
They lost $268 million in 22.
268?
Yep. In 2022.
And then Susquehanna said, yeah, sure. We're in. It's 2022. 12%. And then in 2023, they finally said the white flag, we can't ask nobody else to come in with these numbers. We got to just sell. That's it.
They had to go ahead. The prime indication was that PointsBet was running out of money when they decided not to enter Massachusetts because they did not want to have to spend in new markets.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Okay. They were broke.
Right. That's what it means. They were broke. It was an indication that they didn't have the money to go ahead and do that.
Man, oh man, they paid a lot of people a lot of money to do even content and all this other stuff too.
I mean, the numbers.
We got to keep the show alive because we could be the last man standing. We might have to charge it for BVB something. I don't know what. We're gonna figure it out, but we got to stay alive because all these people are gonna go by the wayside. Consolidation.
Yeah, it's coming.
This was a fire sale.
$448 million loss in 21, $268 million loss in 22, and then they sold for $150 million to Fanatics.
Fanatics, good luck.
I mean, again, we talked about yesterday, but I'm perfectly comfortable with what Fanatics is doing because they want the licenses to go and operate, and the PointsBet brand is dead. It's gone. So it's a whole new brand. It's just you want the infrastructure and you want the ability to take bets. But man, I mean, because Fanatics has a separate revenue stream. Fanatics is like a casino, right? So the book in a casino, it's one revenue stream. The casino has multiple revenue streams to help keep everything alive. If the book does poorly for a couple of months, that's fine. Fanatics has a monster revenue stream operating for their main business. So the book is just a part of it. It's not the main, course. It's just, it's the broccoli.
Well, that's eat the squash. That's what I said yesterday when you're trying to tell the kids, just eat the squash.
Right.
The PointsBet stuff wasn't even the squash. All right. It wasn't even a side dish. If you put a sportsbook window in a Hooters, it is the side dish. You know what you're getting with the Hooters. You have to know that. When you come into a country and say you're going to run a sports book, the sports book should be the main course. A lot of people have made this mistake and continue to make it. Sign us off of Sports Grid so we don't go over.
Sports Grid, thank you so much. We're back tomorrow on a Wednesday. Farra is supposed to be back, so I think we'll be putting a guest or two on the rest of the week for you guys live on YouTube and Twitter. Stick around. More to come with BBB bonus time. So keep going. Yes. Right.
Bonus time. Now we can swear?
Yes.
These people are fucking crazy, Perrault. They took all the money, lost all the money, and then they just sold it off.
Yep.
Are all the Australian guys going home?
I don't know. It's a good question, right? I mean,
they
you would
came
think
in and they walked around real highfalutin. We're doing this. We got this product. We got this. They splashed everybody with the commercials. Listen, I got nothing against Paige. I try to have her on the show. A lot of friends of ours, friends of the program. Ariel's working for PointsBet now. God bless. I hope they all make it. But, I talked to a lot of people that basically told me to fuck off, which is fine. I asked a lot of questions. They wouldn't tell me the answers. It's fine. This is bad for everybody, is it not? Because they're going what's behind the fucking curtain.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, you and I on the air and off the air. It's when big companies go under in the betting space, whether it be content or book space. It's bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
It doesn't make people feel warm and fuzzy about the future of the industry.
Yeah,
makes them
and these
nervous.
guys tried to kill Drew Brees too. By the way,
they did. Yes.
Somebody put that in the chat. Thank you very much, Kevin Whitrock.
They did. Yes.
Can't wait to see Whitrock in the Midwest.
So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be,
this is making the top a little better, but this is for the bottom. This is at some point, there's going to be other fucking fire sales, right?
Yes, without a doubt. This is going to be one of what will be many, many consolidations for the U.S. business. Okay. If you're a foreign sports book, you're going to have to make decisions at some point as to whether or not you want to weather the next 2 or 3 years, because it's going to be hard. Those who are enabled to stand up and take the beating that will come could be left standing. Just a matter of how badly do you want to get beaten up on your bottom line.
You have to make two choices. This is you have to make a choice from the book's perspective. Okay.
But
you have to hire bookmakers,
real people,
pay them,
yeah, right,
real money,
right,
and say we're going to book the games, we're going to take action.
Yep.
Or we're just messing around for fun. We're a marketing company. The book is literally the squash. You can't be in between. I've had this discussion. You can't pay somebody, not minimum wage, but and tell them you're going to handle $1 billion or more.
And pay them $70K a year.
You can't do it. You're not going to get and then you're going to have to limit people, throw them out, all this other stuff. So now you're not really booking the games. So now you can't make it. Or two, really dive into the content, do the sports gambling stuff, but you got to hire people like us who live the life, know the stuff. We're not selling you nothing. We're just giving you the fucking truth. Once you get that, you market that and bring people into your ecosystem. And then what you do with them there is up to you.
Right.
You can't be in between and balancing it like this. You can't do it.
Right. Yeah, it's
annoying as hell.
So we'll watch that, obviously. A couple of quick football topics, and then we'll get to the game tonight and to baseball. Just quickly. Davante Adams has done a big piece with The Athletic, and it's not good. When you hear your star go public, I guess to the Ringer, sorry, not The Athletic, to the Ringer. He told the Ringer I'm going to have to buy into this and try to be as optimistic as possible. It's not what I expected to happen, but it's something that's the reality now for Davante Adams playing with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Would you rather he be honest and tell the truth like that, or would you rather just not say nothing?
I would rather he says nothing.
Then he looks like a jagoff.
You don't have to do an interview. But you don't have to do an interview. Somebody asks you, want to do a sit down with the ringer? Yeah, let's do a sit down with the ringer. Agent goes over it. They talk about it. Let's go ahead and do it.
Wait. The agent has to go over it if he's going to do an interview with the ringer?
Of course. Yeah. Every athlete. Yes. Every athlete. You talk to the agent.
We don't talk to no agents. People come right on.
All right. But we don't talk to Davante Adams either.
But if I did, I would just ask him, hey, Davante, can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, and he could say yes, but the agent would be involved for sure. The agent would be involved. Yes. Yeah,
that's
of course.
A bull caca.
If you're talking about you're talking everything else. I mean, in this article, he talks about Aaron Rodgers and basically saying that, Aaron's a hell of a quarterback and that Aaron doesn't have to be all but he says that Aaron didn't make him an all-pro. That the reason why Davante Adams was an all-pro wasn't
God bless you. Allergies, wind, rain, all this. It's a killer, right?
Bad day. Allergy day.
Terrible. Wow. God bless you.
But, it's saying it proved that I am me. A quarterback doesn't make me. I make me. And I can do it consistently at this level. Just saying, I don't need Aaron Rodgers. Which is like, oh, okay. I get it. I hear you. But aren't you guys better together? Whatever. But this is Jimmy Garoppolo's team now.
I said, man, there ain't no wide receiver without a quarterback. Like, you can be a good wide receiver, but you can be a great wide receiver if you've got a great quarterback.
Right. And you
can't be a quarterback throwing to nobody. You need a wide receiver. Like,
I don't know.
Everything is better when you're doing it together.
Watch this situation. Okay.
Jeez,
watch what's happening with Davante Adams. And then quickly, your Steelers are bringing back Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this in the rundown, and I was like, "What is he even bringing this up for?"
Because this is like, what are they doing? Why are you?
What are you taking a shot? What do you mean? What we got a known guy who knows the offense. What's the problem? What's the problem? He ain't gonna play.
You sure?
Why are you starting shit?
You like Kenny Two Gloves is guaranteed?
He's the starter.
There's no question. You sure? No questions at all.
What?
Does Mason know that?
He got a job.
You got a job. Yep. Only place probably would give him the job, but okay, he got a job.
Sometimes you got to go to the only place that will give you a job.
Amen.
Look, I'm headed that way right now.
Amen.
We're going.
Amen to that.
Damn it.
All right. Lakers Nuggets tonight. Game 1. Line is 6, total of 223.
Is this better to book it now?
Nope.
Oh.
This is just, we'll break down these games, then we'll do better to book it.
We talked about this briefly in the parking lot when we met this morning when I surprised you. I love surprising you.
You do love surprising me. It's true.
You're cooking, you're making on. So what are you doing here? I was just in the neighborhood.
I just got back from the gym and like
your
I'm outside.
Hair was a mess.
Like,
it was
what do you mean you're outside? I just got home.
Yeah. Well, you texted me and I'm like, I'm outside.
Yeah. I was like, wait,
you're like, what?
And I opened the door. I'm like,
Ding dong. You're like, I'm cooking. Smoking the thing, and it's hilarious. The dog would not stop barking either. No. But we briefly mentioned that over. I don't know about the side. I really don't know. 6 is perfect. It's a perfect number.
I have no clue. I think the Nuggets win. 6 feels like, as you say, agita, the end. You get a stupid layup or stupid jumper or something dumb. It falls 4.
Right, it's going to fall right around there.
They win 124, 120 or something. It just sucks because I don't know. This is where the whole playoffs point spreads haven't mattered, but we're down to the final 4. The books have more data than they'll ever need. The numbers are razor sharp.
Yeah,
I'm scared of 6. 4.5
going up. I think it's going up.
Wow.
I think it's going up.
4.5. I bet the Nuggets. 4. I bet the Nuggets. 8. I bet the Lakers. In between at 6. I have no idea.
Why do I always go 2 points over?
Because a bucket is 2 points.
I know, but if it's 7, who do you bet?
I don't. I don't bet it.
Seven
don't.
still. Seven still.
No.
I don't know. So,
Yeah,
okay.
5, 6,
If
7.
it's 5.5.
5, 6, 7. All the numbers in between. I have no idea. I'm off.
Okay.
No.
Right,
4
right.
Nuggets. 8 Lakers.
Right.
But it's in between. It's 4, 5, 6 or 5, 6, 7. So no, I can't touch the
Ball
side.
fan Dan, thank you, sir. He just came in the chat and said the Nuggets coach said they're going to run them.
I agree.
Over.
We'll do it in Better to Book It.
Right.
This is part of Better to Book It, but I need you to explain this for me for a second. What is going on with this with this Guardians number?
What?
How is it only minus 120?
What's wrong?
It's Bieber.
Oh, I love Bieber Day.
Against Lynn.
Boy, the White Sox are caca. Well,
They
they're on the
suck.
road. They're on the road.
Okay, so what?
So the bad guys love to bet the teams at home plus money. Its line's coming down. It's 113.
What is going on with this number?
Can't get enough of this.
Why?
Because that's what they like. The bad guys love the home dogs. We loved the Cardinals yesterday. I knew what they were going to bet it and won. They're betting the Lynn today.
I mean,
this is from the beginning of time.
Lance Lynn's home ERA is 9.56.
Say it for the people in the back.
Lance Lynn's home ERA is 9.56. Lance Lynn has thrown 16 innings at home this year. He's 0-3 with 17 earned runs given up and an opposing batting average of 314.
You could have that guy.
I mean, what are we doing? Is it like against Shane Bieber, who is the best pitcher for the Guardians, a guy who has been good this year, 3-1 with a 2.61 ERA.
Yeah.
1.1 whip, a road ERA of 2.73, and an opposing batting average of 228 with only 10 earned runs given up in 33 innings pitched on the road.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Somebody got
0 sense.
I don't understand this number. I went over last night. I was like, there's got to be something wrong here. Like, what am I missing? I'm missing something large. Like, this just doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Nope.
Johnny P, young kid in the room at DK, he just came in the chat and said they love betting the losers. Sometimes they do. They love taking value. We've heard it in the gambling content space. You see me take a deep breath and go, oh, when he says there's value on this play. There's value on the White Sox tonight.
There's value on the White Sox. They've lost 4 of 5. They're 9 games out of first place.
It's Lance Lynn.
They're 14-28, and Lance Lynn sucks. Like, he's awful. First 5 over. If it wasn't for Bieber, I'd say first 5 over is a guarantee, but it's not because Bieber can, I think the White Sox score very much. This game could go under. First 5 could go under.
Roger Long, one of our senior members of the brigade, just came in and said, fade the C sucks. They are the A's of the Midwest. For instead of C Sox.
Oh, the C sucks. The White Sox suck.
The letter C, SUX.
I like it. That's fine. I mean, I called the Seahawks the Sea Sucks for a while, and it burned me. So I'm not going to rebrand White Sox that because they made the playoffs. So I ripped on the Seattle Seahawks all year, and they were much better than I thought. So the Red Sox have lost 4 games in a row, and they're home dogs to Seattle.
Castillo, though.
Okay, I agree. So why aren't they betting the Red Sox then? If they love the home dog, bet the Red Sox.
I mean, it's Pavetta, 1.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
it's been pretty good.
Castillo.
He's very good.
2.
Yes.
And aren't the White Sox, that they put together 4 in a row on the good side?
The White Sox?
Or the Mariners. I'm sorry, the Mariners.
The Mariners have won 4. Have won 1. And they won 1. They lost the game previously. They won 10-1 yesterday. They killed the Red Sox.
Right. Over.
Red Sox have lost 4 games in a row. It's 10. It's 10 at Fenway. I don't know. That's a tough over. And then the other ridiculous line that I don't understand, that's also part of Better to Book It, but the A's have lost 11 of 12, and every loss has been on the run line. And the books are giving plus money on the run line tonight.
Oh. I mean, I don't know what to do with the A's price anymore. Like, this would be one of those, like, we just kind of got to look around in the room and go, we got to keep them off of this. We got to keep them off of this. This is a grade every day and go. I mean, you hope to win an A's game once a week.
It was 140. Now it's 160, but it was 140 last night. Couldn't believe it.
Try to find a price to high water.
That's too
mark.
low. It's
155, 155, 149.
Arizona's won 4 games in a row. Tommy Henry is not horrible. Kyle Muller is. the lefty going tonight. I mean, these look. You could say Henry on the road's been bad. It's true. 6.75 ERA. Right. It's only one game, though. He's only had one start. You give up 4 earned runs in 5 1/3. Okay. So it's a really small sample size to come in and say Tommy Henry is a bad pitcher on the road.
Right.
Only had one game. But Kyle Muller, we could feel pretty good about Kyle Muller. I mean, he's got a 4.58 ERA at home. His road ERA is 10.31. But at home, 19 innings pitched, 10 earned runs, 321 opposing batting average. He gets smacked. And then the bullpen sucks for the A's. You're giving me plus money on this?
Right.
Come on. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. So with that backdrop, betting it or booking it, Guardians money line -120 against the White Sox.
Betting it. I don't want the White Sox. I don't, and that certainly ain't enough to make me take them. If you move it to -140 and I entertain +120,
yeah.
I mean, it should be +130, but books are getting away from dime lines. But I got to get a much bigger plus than even money to even consider the White Sox. So bet it. Yeah.
Run line, Arizona +110.
Got greedy yesterday and it won.
Get greedy
Arizona.
again.
Yeah,
you can't.
I think
bet.
You're right. You
money
can't lay the price.
It's leaving money on the. It's leaving 140. I could have bet it. I was like, you know what? Forget this. I'll get plus money. And watch them. I watched the last 4 innings. The A's had base runners. They had some threats, and they couldn't do anything with it. The bullpen is good for. I mean, there's some arms in the D-backs bullpen that surprised me. That team. I don't know, Dave. I think that the Diamondbacks might be hanging around all summer. I don't think they're going anywhere.
I don't think so either.
They got arms. They got guys who come out of that pen who throw, are tough to, a couple lefties are tough to face.
Yeah. We'll be talking to Iggy about place to stay when we get down there and doing some recon, going to games. There's nobody at the park, so we got a place to stay and crash. Do that too. I think you bet it.
Okay. And finally, over 222 Lakers Nuggets.
Is this a clean sweep?
Might be a good day. Might be a good day.
I think we got to bet this too. I don't like the under. Does it feel low though? Like why is this not in the 228, 229?
I think they're looking because the Nuggets have been playing under games recently because they've been blowing out. They've been
the Lakers. No, they've been playing.
Lakers went over the last 2 games.
Yeah.
The Nuggets have been winning games by such big margins. That's why they've gone under the last 2 games. They've only given up 100 and 102 points, and they've scored 120 both games. So that's why the games have been going under. It's not because of the pace of play or whatever it is. They just kill their opponent, and thus the game falls under. I don't think the Lakers get killed tonight. That's my logic.
Gotcha.
So if it's a blowout, then this overbet's in danger. With 100%, I'm in trouble. But if it's a competitive game, if it's like it was, 2-2 is what these 2 teams have not played, by the way, since the trade deadline. So the new look Lakers never faced the Nuggets. So we haven't seen what these Lakers will do against the Nuggets.
Okay.
But 40-7 straight up at home, 30-16, 30-16-1 was the record against the number at home. I do lean towards -6.
Chat likes it. Chat says bet it.
Yeah.
Bet it.
I like the over 222 for Lakers Nuggets tonight. Favorite thing about today is what?
All right. Well, it's the
Where are you going?
No.
What are you doing?
I mean, no, it's relax. It's the repercussions of yesterday's show and clip. This BVB bonus time has big time potential.
It does.
And us doing the meat curtains Urban Dictionary read, it sparked an idea for a actual
segment,
everyday segment. Not every day, maybe once a week or something special. but we're gonna work on that. But
Oh boy.
I had my cousin, my wife's cousin, send me an actual description that I did not even
what
think
is
of.
so your wife's cousin is nothing
Megan.
to you, but she's nothing but like, is there a term for it? Like a cousin-in-law?
Is there a term? I don't know if it's a cousin-in-law.
I don't think there's a
I mean,
term
if
for
there
it, right?
is a cousin-in-law, she's it.
Right.
But we're very close. We've known each other for a long, long time. We've shared a lot of talks and stories. She was the one that was the paramedic that then went on to be the next great baker, and
That's
now
awesome.
she's
Can she
actually
still cook?
driving. What's that?
Does she still cook?
One of the best. She
Or
kept
bake?
me alive. When I went to West Virginia,
Right?
I was in West Virginia, and I was like, I can't just eat this casino food every day.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have a car, and I was afraid to get in any Uber or I didn't even know how to do that. So she's like, I will make you food and bring it down. So she made me like a week's worth of food, and I put it in my fridge, and I ate breakfast
Nice.
and dinner of her food every day. So Megan, but she's crazy too. Love her to death. And she saw the clip from yesterday, and she said to me, seriously, Dave, meat curtains have been around since we were in high school.
Yes.
It's a sloppy vag, looks like a bag of cow tongues seen in porn. I mean, you want a better description than that? I don't think you could get a better description than that. I really don't. This is fun making you red every day. I didn't realize how red you get, and then you wear the white hat. And
Yes,
it's super red.
Yeah,
It's
why.
good. But like, this is part of the reason why we do the show.
Just hearing you say the words vag and pussy in back-to-back days is enough for a long time. Like, just
That's it.
It's over. Like,
Yeah,
that's
right. Well, I'll wait till we start to get some more Urban Dictionary words. We're going to put that out there.
Gosh, that's such.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
wow.
but that's pretty good. And then my other best thing about today is I left your house and I stopped at Dutch Brothers
Okay.
and I paid cash, which apparently nobody does anymore.
Right.
So when you turn around the corner, you pull up to the place to pay, and they got two boxes. It was Michael Jackson or Prince for the tip boxes. Where would you put your tip? I wanted to ask you if you had to pick one of the two. It's Michael Jackson, right? Like, I mean, Michael Jackson's box should have been loaded.
The reason why Michael Jackson is a better. No, hold on, you Prince people. Don't kill me on what I'm about to say.
Oh, here we go.
Michael Jackson is the better performer. Prince had a bigger influence because he wrote so many songs for so many different artists that you would have no idea it's a Prince song.
Oh, okay.
Like Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor, her #1 hit. Prince wrote that for her. So like Prince's musical influence, his ability to write music and present it to other artists, he's responsible for so many hit records. It's incredible. But in terms of just like sheer performer, and Prince did the halftime show. I understand what Prince did and everything else. For my taste, Michael would be, if I was buying a ticket, I would pay to see Michael before I'd pay to see Prince.
Michael Jackson 40 years ago today did the moonwalk for the first time on TV.
Really? Is that why they did that?
Popped up. I have no idea why they did it, but it popped up on my Twitter feed today.
Neat.
From a follow that I follow this account, Old School 80s.
Okay.
And it was 40 years ago today when he did the moonwalk. And I remember going to school the next day going, how did he do that? Remember, how did he do that? Like, wait a second. He moved his feet like this. And he did this. It was just nonstop trying to figure out how to do it just like Michael Jackson. And I thought about the power of TV and then all this other stuff. And then I see the rundown and all these things, and we're talking about it. So all of these things come to right now. The best thing about today, I'm at the window. I paid a girl. She says, I'll be right back. I'm waiting. All I got was a drink and a muffin top. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I'm like, what is going on? Perrault said 11:30. It's 11:26 and I'm still not home. I'm getting upset. I'm trying not to get upset. And out from around the corner comes another girl. And she goes, hey. And I look at her and I go, hey. Her name is Sam. I coached her for 3 years playing softball.
Oh, wow.
She's like, Coach Dave, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to do a show right now. She's like, I can't believe it. What are you doing here? I said, well, I live right down the street. You've been in my house before. She's like, yeah. I said, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be at college? She goes, oh, Coach Dave. She goes, the school folded. The softball team folded. There's a lawsuit against the school, all this other stuff. I said, listen, Sam, I got to go do a show. I got a lot of things to talk about, including meat curtains. I'll be back and we'll get all this filled in. When is your schedule? And that's my best thing about today.
Nice.
Sam popped out from behind the window. I was like, are you kidding me? This can't be. So you just never know. Michael Jackson.
You don't. Today, and why I have to wrap, I have, for the first time, you know how I'm pretty meticulous on things, right? I don't like meticulous. I don't like waiting till the buzzer.
Right.
I have until 4:00 to submit my grades for my class.
You haven't done it yet? You told me you were doing that yesterday.
No, the grades are done. I have not submitted them yet because I can't get into my account because there's only one website you go to enter in the grades for UNLV, and I don't know my password to get into the darn thing. So I've been doing it all night, all morning, trying to get to this so I can submit my grades. And now when we're done, that's what I have to go and do before I go pick Madeline up at 3. So
I'm going on to MLB Network show with Irizarry at 3:00. If you guys are up around watching it, you can find it there. Perrault's going to submit the grades. You better get that done because if you miss that deadline, everybody's in trouble.
Yeah.
We're doing a show tomorrow. What time? 11:00.
Yeah. Oh, always 10:30, 11.
11:00
ish.
All right, we'll walk out of here.
Ish on that. Like, subscribe, leave reviews. We thank you all for being a part of it. I will talk to you later during our BVB show disco. Curtains is one way of describing it. Yes, when you put the meat in front of it.
Different story.
On a lot of levels. You put the meat in front of it. It's a lot of stories. We're back tomorrow for another episode of BVB.
Oh, Dave. Goodbye.